Good morning, everyone. Hey, this is Rick Coffin, your host with LMH Rating. Hey, we are right back at it here Monday morning. It is about 10 after 7 in the morning. So it's a bit early, but never too early to take a look at what is happening in the pre-market. Everything is down red on the day. There's a lot of news, and then we've got a big week coming up this week. Tomorrow, retail numbers, and we have a lot of earnings and retail stocks. Retail stocks have been tearing it up here the last few weeks, but a lot of things setting up in the market to as we've been seeing is in the internals and things that could be signaling a downturn and a possible correction, 3-5% or so. But it may happen today and may not. In this market, buying the dip, it's you got a lot of buyers out there. So if they begin to pull money, there's money moving rotation. But then there's some talks. The Fed has been talking, came out with some news here, and the market's kind of took a hit on that this morning a little bit. But anyways, hey, let's jump into our housekeeping here. And everybody knows that I'm not, if you're following my channel, you know that I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I give financial advice, as I always say, but that these videos are part of my trade journal. They're part of my trade journey for me to document what I see in the pre-markets, and for my own personal education, I go back and review. I happen to share these. If you glean something that is helpful, great. If you view it just for entertainment value, fine. I'm an older trader, so rather risk adverse. So with the markets possibly turning down, I'm very hesitant to go long on anything. Right now I have two positions. I actually have four positions. Three are on the short side, one is on the long side, and we'll probably close out the long side today, depending on how the markets, react to everything here and kind of shake things out. We'll probably make a determination there. But you trade your own money, so you put all your money at risk. And stocks and options are not suitable for everyone. They do have risk when you put your money in the market, and yes, you can lose all your money that you've put at risk. So just with that, keep that in mind. So when you trade your own money, you lose your own money. When you or you can win and add to that pot of money if you make good decisions. So let's go ahead and jump into things here, so we kind of take a look. Let me switch my chart over to my my large chart here. Let me making some adjustments here on the appearance of things here. Just moving some things around as far as my candle charts are concerned. We'll probably be making a video here this week or next week about my chart setups, but we are going to take a look at let's go ahead and jump over to our charts. Let's start with the Dow here. So as you can see, the Dows, we hit a high on Friday of 35,519. We are pulling back. We are not at the session lows so far as pre-market. If we've got some support right here about the 35, about just above the 3,500 and the 35, 100. So 137 actually. So we've got some support here. We'll see if that support can hold. The squeeze fired last week, but we've got decreasing momentum on the daily. The weekly chart also starting the week out here. But we are in a weekly squeeze. But the weekly squeeze is with momentum to the downside. The MACD is indicating downward motion. We do have some increasing momentum on the MACD histogram. So still very, very bullish market, even though we may be seeing some pullbacks and some things like that. Friday's close, the bears were in control on Friday's close after we had a new high, and the bears are currently in, there's selling going on here this morning. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's jump over to the Russell. We do have a short play on IWM, which is ETF for the Russell. Also, there's several. You got the Rut and a few others, um, but anyways, as you can see here, we've if this continues going down, this will be our third day in a row to the downside, but it's playing in this range here since mid, for the past month, almost close to it, since mid-July, playing in this range of between -1 ATR to +1 ATR. So it comes down, bounces, comes up, hits it, bounces, comes up, and so it's hammering out the bottoms down here, as you can see here with the hammer candle. So that is kind of what we're seeing happening here. So we'll see if we can continue this downward push, or is this a possible bottom and reversal that's playing out here today. On the weekly chart, relatively neutral. Neutral to the downside is what things are pointing to here, with the weekly squeeze hasn't fired yet, but to the downside. And on the daily chart, we are in a daily squeeze with decreasing daily momentum, which is going to push prices to the downside. So so our play here on our short side is looking pretty good here with the setup on that. Let's go ahead and jump into the Qs. The NASDAQ, similar. I mean, basically these charts there's a lot of things that kind of look very similar. The NASDAQ here on the daily chart has been in a very, very bullish uptrend. We had a pretty significant pullback right around the mid-July timeframe. It set this hammer pattern here. We got to bounce off the 21. That's, again, these big pullbacks. This is by the dip, up, pull back by the dip, and then we've been trading right up, right in this range here between the 21 and 2 ATR, and we hit the 2 ATR, we bounce back off the 21. We're sitting here at the 1 ATR, but we are pulling back. We're down about 36.25 here this morning in pre-market. We've got a level of resistance right up here at the 15,172, but support, is probably going to find some support right down here about looks like to be about, we'll just call it 14,950 here off of these highs here. Kind of gives us a nice level of support, maybe just at the 21 or below the 21. We'll see if we break that and close below the 21. I think that we'll probably be setting up for possible further to the downside. So we'll keep an eye on that. Over here on the left, we got the VIX. I'm looking at the VIX here. It's at 1690. So that's up from where it was at on Friday. And we were in the 1500s on 50, or around 1550 or so on Friday. So we've got some volatility creeping into the market here a little bit, but still nothing really to be alarming about, as long as we stay below. I have typically, if we stay below the 20 line here, this price level 20, we've been in a less volatile. Once we get above that, we start really seeing, or the closer we get to the 20 line, but once we cross that, we will start to see a lot more volatility probably creep in the market. Whether or not it'll be sustained, so far in the past few months or this year, when the volatility has spiked above 20, we get that's where people are buying the dip and just coming right back into the market and pushing prices higher and on to new highs. So let's take a quick look at the S&P. S&P is no different than the other charts. You can see here mid-July, the pullback here, but there we bounced off the daily 50 here, and -1 ATR. The weekly chart, same type of deal. On the weekly long-term trend, it's buy the dip, bounces 21, buy it, push the prices higher, comes down. We didn't quite get to the 21, but push prices higher, and then we kind of been trading on the weekly chart, right in this 1 ATR to 2 ATR range. So would like to see a pullback here. We'll see. I'm thinking about putting on my income trade, maybe picking a price up here about above 44.63, but maybe about 44.80 to 44.90, possibly throwing on an SPX income trade, possibly a debit put debit spread or something like that. So we're going to look at that, but we're going to sit on our hands here today for that. But right now, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. Let's take a quick look at, we have, I have my only long play. I mentioned that I have a long, and I have that is on Chewy. Um, and we actually own we actually own this stock here, but we've pushed way up here. If this pattern holds here, we'll wait and see how we shake out here today. But we're above the above this 2 ATR. This is a big move. We bought it way down here, so we've made some decent money. So I think it might be time. But what I'm looking at here is on the weekly chart. We've got earnings coming up on the September 1st. So I'm looking at this earnings play here. So like I said, we picked up Chewy right in these lows here off the 50, and it's holding this, this trend line. So we're creating some space here on this trend line. And so we'll see where we open up here today on that. So that's, kind of what we're thinking about here right now. We're neutral as far as on the price action. So, but right now, prices indicate probably a lower open for today. And then we have two different positions on Goldman Sachs, and we have some puts on. We picked up two different positions right in here, one on Thursday and one on Friday. So we've picked up, we are targeting this price. Our first price target is right around 380, and our first price target is 390. Our second price target is around 380. So those are where we're shooting for the pullback, right in this zone here, based off of the Fibonacci's. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on here. We have been showing a decreasing momentum on that. The MACD histogram is confirming, lower momentum. We are showing a lower open, not much possibly, but we are looking at a gap down here this morning. Beautiful bearish signal here with a bullish signal here with the W, which set in this. If you bought this and rode this up here, which I missed this move, and so we're looking to capitalize on the downturn on that. Probably got in a little early on that, but we're way up here at the 3 ATR. There's still more room on the weekly chart, possibly to go higher, but I think we're going to see a little cool off and pull back. I'll be watching this closely to either scale out or, make a decision. Like I say, I always say, you can't go broke taking profits. And our other short position is on the IWM, which is the Russell. And so again, decreasing momentum, squeeze to the downside, lower momentum here. So we are seeing some of these things play out here. Now, when I look at the our wrong chart here, let's look at. When I look at our lower time frames, as you can see here on, this is our 139-minute chart. As you can see here, we are putting, but there's a lot of buying coming in here this morning here when, relatively speaking, for pre-market. So, so we see these real tall, long bottom wicks, and so indicating, buyers, there's some price action pushing it up. So, but we're still probably, if we close here, the bears are still showing they're in control of these price actions here in pre-market. Histograms indicating, pickup in momentum, but again, pre-market is hard to judge because, I always kind of wait till the cash session opens. When the cash session opens, then I can make a better determination as far as what's going to happen and play out as far as the everything is concerned there. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm going to sit on my hands here this morning, watch some things, determine on my one long. Probably not going to take any long positions today, and we'll we're going to look for some setups possibly for some longs, and but I'm a conservative trader. I um, really look for high probability trades and um, setups that give me the kind of give me the edge that I'm looking for. So, with that being said, guys, make sure you click the subscribe button. Make a comment. Let us know how we're doing. What you think about our analysis. So we can learn, we can improve. If you disagree with anything that I've shown you, point it out. That's the purpose of these. Purpose of my vlog here is to record my trade journey, but also add this to my um, add this to my trade journal. And so we'll make a video how I do my trade journal. I do my trade journal actually in PowerPoint, so with lots of pictures. So with that being said, guys, you guys all have a great day, great start of your Monday, and have a money Monday. All right, we will talk to you guys tomorrow.